know what time it is. It's time to get tipsy because you are entering and you have entered the Friday night dive. That's a hell of an intro, I tell you. I'm only getting better at this, folks, no matter how many times I do it. I'm your host, Mark Camire, aka the Maniac. Welcome to the Friday night dive here on Feeding the Monster podcast feed YouTube channel. Yeah, I know I was a bit late. It's funny because this is the earliest broadcast I think I've done for the show, and already it was late because I'm just so used to not being on time for any. Well, I won't say anything, but just not being on time for the important stuff like broadcasting. That old song and dance. Don't mind me. I'm just looking for a charger. So this is great radio right here. What I'm doing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got a lot of cords back here. So sometimes things get scattered. Things get what have you. Anywho, how's it going? I'm just gonna wait for some people to join in and all that. Probably throwing people off the fact that I'm here earlier than I usually am. Usually I'm about 9 o'clock my time is when I first start streaming, but I figured let's go early this time just because sometime in case if you've watched the show, then I have a tendency to kind of go off the rails and start really just spouting off nonsense, and then sometimes it's because of having an involved conversation, but this time, in case it goes off the rails, we won't be on so late. So, but who knows? Who knows what will happen? I've got nothing really prepared. This is kind of kicking it very old school, where I just hop on a stream and I invite you to join me, and we just have a conversation. We have a talk, and we see where the night takes us. I am already one Jameson glass in, and it went down real quick, like a lot quicker than I thought it was going to go. So on to glass number 2. So cheers, everybody. All right. We are, might be just, I don't know, might be a busy weekend for people, although I can't imagine why. Next weekend, however, I can imagine, or not even the weekend, just next week, I can imagine it's going to get a little bit busier for people because next week is St. Patrick's Day. And a lot of people are getting, they're vaccinated and everything. So they're going to test their luck or press their luck rather, out and about in the world, since they couldn't do that before this time last year and all that. Let's see. Movie fanboy, hello. Are your peeps going to crash your party again? I don't know. The peeps might be sitting this one out. So who knows? It's anybody's guess at this point. Happiest the weekend turned out to. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, the daylight savings time, that weird time where we decide that time is meaningless and we try to control it. We only do it twice a year. It's strange, but it is what it is. I, for one, happen to like when we turn the clocks back. Is it? No. We spring forward, right? Yeah, we spring forward, fall back. Okay. Spring forward. This is good. That means that it's not going to get so dark so early in the day. I absolutely hate that. I really love the fall season, the autumn season, but the fact that we have to fall back an hour is really dumb, and I don't like when it gets so dark so quickly, because it makes the night feel later than it actually is, and then I feel already like an old person. and I don't need to feel any older than I already do. Fanobi. Oh, I see. Yeah, Fanobi. Well, I'm gonna say fanboy. No, I'm kidding. Getting another tattoo tomorrow. What kind of tattoo are you getting, dude? And dare I ask where you're getting it? That's an important question. These are the important questions one must ask. Yeah, no, the time change. It's not essential. It really isn't. But I part of me understands why it's still a thing and why people still or people, all of us, why we adhere to it. But that does not stop it from being absolutely pointless for the most part. At least I think it's pointless. I could be wrong. There could be a whole there could be a bigger reason behind it, but honestly, I think it has something to do with just the fact that people wanted their daylight back, or they wanted to give their daylight away or something. It's just it's a mystery to me. I am not a scholar in these things, but let's see. Oh, McGee's got Wi-Fi. You damn right. It's 2021. If your hotel doesn't have Wi-Fi, then you need to get out of that hotel, because chances are you're in the setting of a snuff film. Not to freak you out more than you probably already are. Time River Song, Doctor Who, Right Leg with the journal and spoilers. Okay. That sounds like an elaborative piece. Nice. Nicely done, sir. McGee, how you doing, man? How was are you done driving for the night? You done you're resting now and can give your full undivided attention to the dive, because obviously it's so important. you know it's like it takes precedence over everything. Okay, well, I appreciate you. Yes, get Biddy out to piddle. Biddy to eh, never mind. I was gonna make a rhyme scheme out of it. I'm not gonna. Is this the secret Christy and Mariano trip? No, it is not. I can confirm that. I cannot confirm what McGee is doing, but I can confirm this is not the secret trip of her and Mariano. Piddle party. Yeah, right on. Piddle party for Biddy. Biddy, biddle, biddle, piddle. Eh, we'll workshop it. There's something there. uh, no, I don't know when they're gonna fulfill the secret trip. Well, it's a secret, so by the time they do it, we won't know about it until it's done. So, oh, she came back. She's on her own. Trip is in June. It's in June. So there you go. Okay, well, she's giving it away. We were gonna leave it secret, and she did not. So there you go. But lucky for her this time, for that trip anyway, she'll have there will be someone. If something happens to her, we know we can now point a finger and go after the person involved in case the bad shit happens. But we trust John more than that. We trust him to not let anything happen to our precious McGee. So McGee probably says she just got to the hotel and everything like that. She is not indulging in a drink of sorts. Well, she doesn't really do that, but I'm imagining she'll indulge in something else later, if at all possible. Maybe while she's outside with the dog. Fanobi, what you got going on? You sipping on some Grandpa's old cough medicine or some other evening refreshment? Yeah, man. I've always wanted to explore the East Coast and namely New England. That's been on my I don't want to say a bucket list, but it's been on my list of places to go because I haven't. I've been to New York and I've been to Maryland. That's about as close as I can recall. Um, and I probably drove. Oh, and various parts of Pennsylvania, but that's not New England. So I've been through and away from it, but I haven't been into the actual, the New England's area, as it were. Getting high now. So, yes, I did. Hello, Christy. I did, yes. As I mentioned at the top of the show, this is probably what threw everybody off. That's why it took a minute for people to catch on. Like, oh shit, the show. Yeah, because you know how I do. Sometimes I just ramble and I roll with it, and it gets late. So I figured this time let's start a bit early, so in case that happens, it won't be so late. Especially, and I'm appeasing to some of the people that have to have early mornings. So, part fuck, excuse me. So, allergies have hit me in full force because we just went over here in Tennessee. We went from uh, a snow ice shitstorm for a solid week, maybe even over a week. It was we're not used to that over here. That's not. I know you Northerners and you New Englanders are like, yeah, so like, well, over here, that's an anomaly. I think the last time we had something remotely close to this kind of weather for such a long time was like maybe back in '03, maybe. And I think that was 3 days, 4 max. This was an entire week of just built up snow and shit. It looked like a typical week over in Massachusetts or something, man. It is insane. And us southern people are not used to it. Your family in Maine, do you have are you related to the King family? That's the only family in Maine that I can think of. No alcohol tonight. Keep my blood thicker pre-tattoo. Yeah, I mean they say do that. Well, some artists will say do that, and then a lot of them just like, dude, whatever. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's really a personal preference. But don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor, nor am I a tattoo artist. Actually, the person that could probably answer that better is Christy in the chat. Yeah, exactly. So who you calling wimps, McGee? What are you doing? Let's see, Patsy says SoCal just had crappy weather all week, so cold. Probably no snow though. I doubt SoCal really gets a lot of snow. So, what question? Oh, I said because I asked him. I asked Movie Fanobi up there what he was drinking or if he was, and he says no drinks. He said keeping the blood thicker pre-tattoo. He's getting a tattoo tomorrow. And I said, I think that's just a personal choice preference. I don't know that has a lot of merit. I know some artists will probably tell you not to do that before a tattoo. But I'm not sure if that's like a serious thing to consider. I don't know. So that's why I said, since you under the alcohol pre-tattoo till valid in the thing, there you go. So again, Christy knows more about it than I do, as she was a tattoo apprentice. So she is more the expert. So you will bleed more. Okay, there you go. Funny enough, I think I had quite a few the night before I got Cthulhu, and I really didn't bleed more than usual. It definitely bled and it bruised a little bit, but I mean, this was 5 hours in the chair. So, and I hadn't had a tattoo since this one, which was 2 years before that. This one really didn't bleed at all. Like my dark mark, it was kind of a breeze. I was surprised by that. Oh, Big Bear. For some reason, I thought Big Bear was in like the northern California area. Like not like super super north, but like north above Los Angeles. That's what I thought. Clearly I'm not an expert in blood and tattoos, and I'm not an expert in California geography. It is what it is. Mm. You weak Southern folks. Look, man, McGee, I actually, you need to come down here and spend a week in July or August down here, and then we'll see who's weak. You might be able to withstand the winter cold, but we'll see how that southern heat does. We'll see what that does to you. So that's my challenge to you. It was weird seeing Kalinowski with a hat and scar. uh, yeah. Now that makes total sense. When I saw that promo, this is a Schmodown thing for those who don't know. When I saw him wear that, I thought he was just being cheeky and snarky. It's like, oh, I'm enjoying the winter season with a scarf and hat. And like, you're not even cold, I bet. But evidently, it has been really cold. So I guess that was a legit uh, warmth issue. So my bad. You will die, McGee. Yes. So who is weak? Hey man, you like to get on your cycle and sweat it out and release your endorphins. You really want to sweat? You come down here in the summer. You will never stop sweating. You'll also never wear boots again. Fanobi wants to know, McGee, what tattoos are you rocking? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Technical glitch there. Take her to the ferry. Yeah, exactly. Take her to the fairy forts. Hey, wait, I've not even been to the fairy forts. I want to go. There are hobbit holes not that far away. I want to go to the hobbit holes, and I'm mad that I'm just now finding out about them. Skip Advil around tattoos. Yeah, 100%. Speaking of Tylenol, I had my round 2 shot of the vaccine the other day, and I feel fine. Still, actually, oh, never mind. I was gonna say my arm was still sore from where the shot was, but actually, it's kind of cleared up now in the last 12 hours. So hey, we're cool. But they say round 2 is the one that kind of knocks you on your ass, and round 1's no big deal. Round 1 knocked me on my ass a little bit. Like I literally felt I was fine, but I felt my body like going through going through changes. No, I felt my body like adapting and building up and just kind of letting the uh what have you course through me. And it was just I don't know if it was fighting it or if it was just reacclimating, but it was a trip, man. I now know what it's like to have hot flashes, because they said one of the side effects is you'll feel feverish. I'm like, okay, but mine came in like fever flashes. So it would only happen like very quickly and randomly through the day. So I was like, is this what this feels like? I asked my mom. She goes, more or less, yeah. So like, all right. We're going to the hobbit holes. You got to pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. For the Sunny fans. But troll toll. I had that in my head the other day, actually. McGee wants hobbit holes. Yeah, you do. Still trying to get shot one. Get in touch, ask around your pharmacies and stuff like that. It's a lot more, at least we discovered. I got mine through my job, but a lot of people that I know have either gotten appointments or are getting them now, just asking around. Just some pharmacies have them, and they are only dispersing so much, and a lot of places have them and nobody's wanting them, so they're just sitting there going bad, so they're expanding. Like if you call in and say you want this, come, we'll schedule an appointment and you can have your first round and stuff. So ask around. You never know. You never know. Yeah, I hope you don't get taken down either, because just the timing and everything. That would be nice if you were not taken down. Although my roommate, he got his second dose before I did, and not neither round 1 or 2 knocked him on his ass at all. Like, it's almost as if nothing happened. So he's good. It just depends. It just depends. Handsaw got his first shot yesterday. Kudos, my man. How you doing? How goes it? Yeah, there you go. All the podunk rural counties out here have throwaway doses. So I would check on that, Fanobi. The points are booked. Yeah, I mean, I guess that also depends on your area. But if you keep asking around, keep searching, and if you find an area that's not too far away, that is available, go for it, man. Armosaurus cell. Yeah, it'll happen, man. I was just saying, like, mine. I got my second dose yesterday, and my arm is just now, like, it's no longer sore from the shot, but it was most of the day. It definitely was after I got it the other day, and that happened on my first round as well. So, Tra, what up, dude? But keep us Hansel, keep us posted on how you're feeling with round 1, because I think I got the anomaly of feeling shitty after round 1 when everyone else is like, no, round 1's fine. It's like, well, I wasn't fine, but yeah, I survived. But now that I'm dealing with all this, fucking the allergy season, spring has sprung. This is how I know, because every year, this time of year, the allergies just like punch me in the face, and I can't stop sneezing, and like in my nose just is just like filled with crap, and I'm just like constantly blowing it, and just it's annoying. It's absolutely annoying. But it beats the alternative of everything else, you know what I mean? So I know Zyrtec, I know, but I mean, still sneezing, because it's that time of year. It's the spring has sprung, and it gets crazy over here when spring springs. You know what I mean? What's in the glass? Well, Jameson and ice, or JMO on the rocks. It was about 3 fingers. What are you sipping on, sir? If you're sipping on anything. Damn right, delicious. Southern pollen is the worst. You said it. You said something right there, partner, man. Yeah, it's it's bad, and Tennessee's not forgiving in their pollen. Allergies are the worst. They damn sure are. I'm glad that though I don't have like the severe allergies to anything because my other roommate has severe allergies to a lot of things, and I go that just seems like a miserable existence. We can't have pets in the house because his severe allergies, not just to the dander, but a lot, the fur as well. Although that's not so severe, but the dander will kill him. Stop rolling the grass, because you're said. Hey man, when I was a kid, I used to roll in the grass all the time. It's actually kind of a wonder that I still get sneezy at all when this time of year runs, because I did so much. I don't know, maybe that did it. Maybe because I rolled in the grass so many like for so long that it was just my body said, "Nope, you've had enough. No more." Ooh, well, I'm drinking Jameson because I ran out of my rye. As some of you know, I drink my slow and low rock and rye whiskey, and then Christy's got Song of Fire. Yes. Oh, you finished it. You're gonna. Oh, so you're gonna go from fucking Scotch to tequila? That's a that's a bold choice. We'll see how that works for you. And you have to wake up super early in the morning, so Godspeed, my lady. She's probably already answered it. Yep, she did. I was gonna say, yep. There you go. Ooh, she got upgraded to the king size bed in the hotel. Wild turkey 101 right. Whew, man, wild turkey. Ugh. I mean, I can drink it if there's nothing else available and I really want some whiskey, but fucking hell, or some bourbon, and wild turkey is just not friendly. Pets are pets are the best. I wish I had one right now. I can always go to my parents' place. They still got some cats running around, but those cats are just, one of them's like really old, and then another one's super fat but playful, and then the other one is the weirdest cat I've ever met in my life. So there's just no playing with that one. So it's like, whoa, what are you doing here? Sneezy is better than Dopey any day. I'm not an incredible enthusiast of the Seven Dwarfs, so I'm not gonna fight you on it. I'm sure there are people out there that would say something about like how dare you, and not even mention Doc. Grumpy was my favorite for obvious reason. You had less than a finger in the sky. Oh, okay. Well, all right, fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. You can have the Huskies, they're terrorists. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. Um, although, where would we put them? Over here, because as I mentioned, there's like there's no pets that enter this realm, and Michael has entered the building, and then he left it. You got 5 cats, take your pick. I mean, I wish we were able to have a cat, especially a couple years ago when we were having a pest problem. I was just saying, man, if we had a cat, this would be over. But alas, I'm not a dwarf. I'm just playing with words. Yeah, it's fun to play with words. I fancy myself a wordsmith, so. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is, and some love to slam it. Anyway. But yeah, no, I was like, man, I wish that it was, because like it was becoming a problem at one point, and I was getting really frustrated because your boy here would have to take care of those aforementioned pests, and it basically became a hunter. Um, Not a good one, just the best I could be. But I was like, "Ugh, I'm used to living with animals that would take care of this so that I don't have to, especially cats." So, but we can't have a cat in here, so I mean, yeah, you mentioned that. I think he was like what 17 in a day. So that you had a real problem, but luckily you had mouse killer husky. Yeah, 17. Yeah, RIP Jerry. Yeah, Jerry and his extended family. They're all gone. Yeah, fair enough. But still. Uh what is this? So what's good? We got people chilling out before their tattoo appointments tomorrow. We've got people hanging out in hotels because of road trips, and then people are just you just hanging out. What are your weekend plans if you haven't already said it in the chat? I, for one, I need to get a lot of writing done for sure. I don't think anyone here in the chat is in the Riley's room, Riley's writer's room on his Patreon, but we our deadline date to submit some entries of writing, whatever we want, is coming up. So I've got to get on that. So working, another day of driving. So well, there you go. Driving's not so bad when you have a goal in mind, and that's coming from me, someone who drives all day for his job. I used to enjoy driving. This job killed it. So it's fine. Yeah, you're working 6:30 to 2 tomorrow, and then who knows? Who knows? Well, so I'll share this just because it's on brand. My dad called and said, "Hey, let's have a hurricane party." And what he meant by that was the drink hurricane. So I don't know if you guys have been to New Orleans, but in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, there's a very famous drink called the Hurricane. It's just a very fruity, sweet mixer, and then you throw in like rum or what have you in there. Uh, and It's a very good drink, and it's very easy to sip down and have a lot of, and before you know it, you are tore up from the floor up, as is the intention in New Orleans. Um, Apparently, my brother and my dad, at one of I guess the local liquor store or the one nearby their place, they found some hurricane mix, and or it's like like a combo, like it's pre-bottled. So like all you got to do is just either pour it on ice or you don't. You just pour it in a glass and just start drinking. So it's already made, really. If you want to add extra stuff, which is encouraged, then do that. Um, and So they've been enjoying it rather heavily. So now they're just kind of that's their new obsession right now. So Dad said, "Hey, come on over and let's have a hurricane party." And I think he meant tonight. And I said, and he knows I do this show. And he goes, "I'm doing my show, man. I can't have a hurricane party. Like maybe tomorrow." So maybe tomorrow. We'll see. One of these days, if I get my setup, and they have like weird internet over there. They're on that AT&T fiber, which is shitty, by the way. Or at least it was. I don't know. Maybe it's gotten better now, but It was pretty shitty last time I tried it. But if I get a setup going over there and decide to have an impromptu uh dive live, then yeah, you guys, you all might be privy to the hurricane party. We'll see. Mm. We'll see. Although I'm thinking of maybe having one for St. Patrick's Day, but I don't know. I actually might I might venture somewhere safely. Maybe. I'm still kind of, cuz I still feel kind of weird about it. I mean, there are places I'll go, but I don't make it like a habit of going there like all the time. I just kind of like, well, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, whatever. Um so we'll see. If all else fails, then I'll just, you know, turn on the camera, hit the live button, and go, "Hey, here I am. Who's celebrating St. Patrick's Day at home?" So, yes, cheers, my man. Hurricanes. Oh, there's a plethora of reason of why New Orleans smells bad. It actually didn't smell that bad when we were there. When we left, Bourbon Street flooded, and a lot of the sewage area came up. So I'm sure it smelled great. But luckily, we were gone. We were long gone after that happened. I burned Comcast to the ground before going back. Well, oh, are you talking about AT&T fiber? Ugh. Well, AT&T fiber at mom and dad's place sucks. So, you know, maybe it's just better in your area. I don't know. Hanging out to Michigan Steam. Yeah, Papa McGee, Pappy McGee. Almost said Pappy McPoyle, which is another It's Always Sunny reference. Pappy McGee. That's what I'm gonna call him that. You think he'd be mad if we started calling him that, Christy? Oh, we went when it was hot as fuck too. We were there for my buddy Terry's bachelor party, but it was a bachelor party weekend, and it was in the middle of July. This was 2019. Was it 2019 or was it 2018? Shit, I don't even remember anymore. It was recent, but yeah, it's there was a day. We call him the Big Cheese. Yeah, I like Pappy McGee. I'm gonna use that. I don't know what that word is, Christy. I'm sorry. Yeah, it had to have been 2019, but there was a day we were walking around. You know, we were getting breakfast and seeing what shenanigans we could get into, and not only were we, I mean, we were hungover, but it wasn't nearly as detrimental as it probably should have been, at least for most of us. But as we were walking around in that Delta heat, man, I hadn't experienced Delta heat in a while, not since I left Mississippi. And so it was starting to get to me, and I was just like, we got to stop and get all the water. And I did, drink the fuck out of water. And then when we were good and hydrated and we started walking, you know, through the French Quarter and stuff again, like, all right, it's time to stop at a bar. It's time to get some drinks. Like, yeah, let's do it. And I'd have like 2 beers, and then I'd feel that same, like, we start walking. I'm like, oh, I'm dying. We have to stop. And then we'd all get waters. And then, hey, a couple minutes later, like, back to the bar. Like, yeah, back to the bar. And it was like that all day until finally we were done walking. We're like, you know, let's go rest up a little bit, and then we'll get back together in the evening. I just took a nap. I was like, I got to nap this off. And I did, and it was better. But dude, I've never felt like I was dying so bad in my life. It was insane. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, so hopefully, Christy, can you provide the IPA phonetics for how to? I know it's a city in Michigan, but I don't know how to say it. So you can't call him Pappy, isn't that called Thomas? No, we call Thomas Daddy, and you know that. Yes, Thomas is still Daddy. Can't call him Pappy. We've literally never called Thomas Pappy ever, and we're not going to start now. He's daddy, and you know this. He's in the chat as daddy. He's the daddy DM because he's our dungeon master. So he changed it. No, he didn't change it. He's still daddy. He's but nevertheless, he can be Pappy, but he's not Pappy McGee. That's a special. That's your dad. Your dad's Pappy McGee. Because it makes me think of Pappy McPoyle, and that makes me laugh. So I'm gonna keep saying it, unless you just get mad and like tell me to stop saying it. I'm like, all right, I'll stop, but I don't want to stop. I'll say it. You know what? I'll say it up here, but when it comes to live streams, I won't refer to your dad as Pappy McGee. But up here, I am. Most daddies are DMs at some point. I mean, so Dungeon Master. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all over. Yeah. You know, you at your own discretion. You think what you will. But that Daddy Thomas is our dungeon master. Take it for what it is. I shall neither confirm nor deny the distinction. But yeah, man. It's been a crazy couple of months, man. We're already into March. We are almost halfway there. And Thomas got mad that I called other people daddy. Yeah. You can't give homeboy that moniker and use it on someone else and think that's just okay. He's like, no, that's not how it works. And if you do, you have to do it secretly so that he doesn't find out, because you can't have multiple daddies. What kind of world is this? Kid, multiple daddies. That's crazy talk, McGee. I'm gonna run this Pappy thing. Do it. But you got to provide context though. It's like, Dad, you'd be like, Dad, my weird ass friend Mark that podcasts with us, he wants to call you Pappy McGee because it reminds him of Pappy McPoyle, and that makes him laugh for whatever reason. So you cool with that? I can have all the daddies I want. Ooh. Uh-oh. Careful, McGee. Your brat is showing. Don't make Daddy mad. Hey, well, Daddy Thomas, Daddy T isn't here right now, so unless he's, I mean, I don't see him backstage. He might be hiding. He might be hiding somewhere. He has the power to do that. Let's see, well, united front. I am outnumbered once again on my show. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. I'll deal. I'll deal. You know what? You're right, McGee. You can have all the daddies you want, but be careful. Your brat is showing. We win. All the Christies in my world. Just you always got to win. It's always about winning. Old boy can't have nothing. It's fine. I've made peace with it. You guys. So I just thought about it, and I to those inquiring people that care, I completely forgot I was supposed to have the brand new episode, the first of the season, for the new Rantings of a Maniac. And if you're subscribed to the podcast, then you know that episode is not dropped. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked with a bunch of stuff, and I forgot to do it. So I don't know if usually, or at least when the show is in season, I drop episodes on Wednesdays. This one I might drop this weekend, maybe, or maybe early in the week. I don't know. We tend to drop a lot of content on Mondays. That's usually thanks to Jeff, but it's also because we have a new show of Monday mornings, and with the McGee as well. Although you guys don't drop that on Mondays, I don't think. I think it's like a retrospective. Um, but correct me if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you guys drop that on Mondays. But nevertheless, um, I will get you that episode. And it will be a spoiler discussion for WandaVision, because I have many thoughts. And I'm not done talking about it, and I don't want to get on Twitter and talk about it because I don't know, I just don't like doing that anymore. Even though the main it's a positive outlook overall, but you start talking about your favorite IP on Twitter, and you're gonna bring about uh negativity in some form or fashion. So I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna do it on my show. Therefore, if you want to hear about it, you'll listen. If you don't, then you won't. It's fine. No, never on Monday. That's the joke. That's what I thought. Thank you for clearing that up. You would think that I would be more in tune with our schedule, but here, this is the thing, folks. We at Feeding the Monster, we want to provide you all with such great content all the time that we have a lot of content that even we can't keep it straight sometimes, or at least I can't. I don't even know. There's probably like 5 shows we have right now that I don't even know about. So you're just gonna have to bear with me, and you're gonna have to subscribe so you can catch those, so that you can, like McGee, you can correct me when I get it wrong. I let you win all the time. Yeah. Do you? Do you? Exactly. You'll have to wait after, I think. I mean, I like drop it on like Thursdays, Monday mornings on Thursdays, and that's the joke. But it is fun. It's a fun time with those 3: John Thomas. I'm sorry, Daddy T, and old good old Ball Drop McGee. It's always a fun time. I'm just impressed that we've got McGee so involved in all of our shenanigans, because that in and of itself was a feat, and we are very, very proud that she expanded her horizons to become. I mean, she was already a very active participant in our, at least on our social medias and in our chats and things of that nature, but to be a part of the shows now has been quite rewarding. Not to make you blush or anything, McGee, but it's great. I said old, not old, like OL apostrophe. I'm from the South. It's a saying. I went to Ole Miss, not Old Miss. Come on. Give me a little credit there, McGee. Someone has blackmail. Okay. I didn't say anything. Anywho, and I bring that up. I bring up the my podcast for sure, because I'm gonna talk about WandaVision and spoilers. So if you're not caught up and you want to listen to the show, I would advise you to get caught up. But I mean, whatever. I can probably predict, not to give it away, I could probably predict it's going to be mostly just a ranting of the things to come. And speaking of that, this time next week, we get the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. And it looks like they're going to be an hour long, these episodes. So Yes, I'm excited. Um, and I'm just, I can't wait for that show. That we were actually supposed to get that show before WandaVision, so at this point, it should have already been done. We should already be talking about, how it ended, where we go from here, and then wonder what the hell WandaVision is going to be all about. But pandemic put things on hold. That is why she podcasts, because of the blackmail. Whoa. I I'm not bossing you around. I'm just I'm suggesting. But if I wanted to boss you around, I would. And you would listen. You would obey. You know why? Because I gets what I wants. So, what say you to that? Here on the Dive Live, Mark, the host, gets what he wants. So, face. And no, you don't have to get caught up, McGee, because you're clearly not going to. So, but your listenership is still highly highly appreciated. So okay, so I guess if you want to be completely spoiled, then definitely tune in to Rome when it returns, and you'll get the hell spoiled out of WandaVision. You know how I read this? And I'm the brat. Yes. He is such a brat. Mm, actually, did you just actually me? You know better than that. And also, I am not the brat. I'll have you know. And I don't know how I feel about this Christie Squared team up. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe I'll do an episode about that. I do what I want on my shows. I only have 2 of them. You gotta let me have it. Because technically, Pants isn't my show; it's all of our show. So my show is this one and Rome. That's what I got. Meanwhile, like Corey's got a whole series of power positivity, like a whole different sort of thing. Which actually, I think he and I are going to record an episode of probably geek. I think geeking. I was gonna say rocking, but I think that one's gonna be another one. But yeah, I think geeking. We're gonna record. So there's that. Best team up. Okay, well, you heard it here, folks. I sort of just dropped the curtain. Tune in to Christie Squared, the new show on Feeding the Monster podcast feed. It's basically going to be these two just yakking it up and talking, and just probably get into a whole bunch of debauchery via StreamYard and stuff. I, for one, can't wait to see it. We are the Team Rocket to your demise. No, you didn't throw a Pokemon reference at me. Oh, boo. And it was Team Rocket of all things. You can only listen to our show at 2 times speed. Oh, blasphemy. You, McGee, you were just like the ultimate blasphemer today. For those of you who don't follow on Twitter, do you know what McGee said? McGee had the audacity. You know what? I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it on live. I'm gonna read it live to let everyone know what you said, because they need to know. And maybe this just because it cracks me up, but still, the world needs to know. So McGee made this joke about the McDonald's Mac character, like the moon face, and she she was like, I had reoccurring nightmares about hiding from a murderous Mac, and then she tags me and goes, "Oh, is this why I don't like Return of the Mac, the song?" Which, what the hell are you talking about? Everyone loves that song. Mm. No, I'm not saying the dream was a joke, but you just you had the audacity to be like, this is why I don't like Return of the Mac, and that, my dear, I will not stand for. I will not stand for slander of the greatest song ever written. No, not in this house. But to your credit, yes, the character of Mac, the sunglass wearing moon headed thing from McDonald's, yes, terrifying. Although Doug Jones plays him, and I won't have you slander his name either. But again, the point was McGee had the audacity to slander Return of the Mac, and that didn't sit well with me. It did not sit well with me. And when you do your show with Christy, it's not going to sit well with her either, because she knows it's the best song in the world. Everyone knows it's the best song. Okay, that's fair. But I mean, why? I don't know how this Mac character, like, I mean, look, I guess we all have our thing, but geez, what that do I even want to know the root of that issue? Coked up Moonhead. Ah, well, fair enough. Was he on coke in your nightmares? Did he have like some powder on his nose? But anywho, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Christy Squared on Feeding the Monster podcast feed. That's going to be an exciting show. It's you know, Ken Knapsack branded McGee a known witch, so it'll be funny when you two witches get together and talk about all your witchiness. Long pinky nail. If I mean, I yeah, I don't recall seeing his, like, knowing what his hands look like. He probably had like those Mickey Mouse like giant glove hands. So if you put a big pinky nail on that, that's overkill. You could scoop sand with that. I get dragged into this. I would you drug yourself into it. It's I'm just letting the people know that you and Christy are gonna be doing you and McGee are doing your podcast show together, where you guys get to just talk about all the things. That's how it it's your Team Rocket team up. You wanted your Team Rocket team up? Here it is. I've seen who goes into a McDonald's after midnight. What are you, slandering me now? What's wrong with you? No, that's how you know I've been, well, not lately, thank God, but I mean, a year or two ago. It's like, that's how you know Mark had a long night at the bar. It was like, he went to McDonald's after 2 a.m. I was like, yep, got to get that late night food, late night junk that I'm going to instantly regret after I eat it. And then when I wake up feeling like just shit run over 3 times. I can talk the paint chips off the walls. So what? Nah, hey, that's a good way to sell yourself on for the new show. So there you go. They are never To be honest, jokes aside, I would listen to the hell out of that show between McGee and Christie, just because um, I can just imagine some of the conversations you two would get into, and that would be it would be hilarious, but it would be heartfelt, and it would be just a damn good time. I go all the time after midnight. Yeah, but don't you regret it like immediately? Maybe it's just me because if I go after midnight, it's because I've had drinks. So right away, I'm thinking like, oh, the combination of the two is just not fun. My McD's late night observation from the '80s. Oh boy, Hansaw's got some stories, man. That's a show I want to hear. Just old Handsaw stories. Come and listen to old Handsaw. Grab a seat. Old Hansaw's gonna tell you about the time in 1985 when I went to my local McDonald's. I had a craving for whatever reason at midnight, and I thought, you know what'll really hit the spot right now? McDonald's. And the things I saw, children, the things I saw. And this is why you never go to a McDonald's after midnight. Since 85. Hey man, like I just made that up, but I bet you actually have a story of the sort, and I'm like, I'm here for it. Give me give me give me the old handsaw tales, the after dark tales. There you go, old handsaw after dark. You're welcome. That's gonna be another show. I told you at Feeding the Monster, we are not hurting for content. We always have something cooking up. That's just that is just how we roll. I feel like I'm not contributing enough to the feed. I need to come up with a. Well, actually, Thomas and I have been talking about a Vikings retrospective show, so that might happen. Maybe. I hope. Um, I'm really hoping to. There's nothing set in stone right now, but I'm really hoping maybe I get to rejoin the council over at if you go over to the Good People Association, uh Ken Knapsack show Casterly Talk, his Game of Thrones show, which I have guested on. Thomas has been a guest many times. Like, he's one of the council people. I'm hoping to go back on there because there's still much more to talk about, and we're getting more. Apparently, we're getting like a lot more Song of Ice and Fire content in the very near future, uh, including but not limited to House of the Dragon, of course. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion about that. So, it'll be fun. I hope I get to go back to that show because I had a great time as a guest. But like I said, nothing's set in stone. We shall see. They've been pretty busy over there at Good People, so they're just kind of rolling out. They roll out probably more content than we do right now. They're just kind of on a roll. That is a show I listen to. Oh, she listened to Old Hansaw's Awkward Silence show. Yeah, we'd listen to that too, dude. We could put your show here on YouTube, and we could just watch you do your graphic designs. Handsaw makes shirts. He's got a T Public store. He makes stuff, and I've seen it. It's good. It's awesome, and more people need to know about it. So, Hansel, I'm gonna have to ask you to throw in your a link to your T Public store in the chat so that the people can see. If you don't do it, I'm sure McGee will do it because she's not shy. But so you can tell your the after dark stories while you're designing stuff. You'd be like, you could be our Bob Ross. See, the best. He has a T Public store. I know that. Do you have like a full site, Handsaw? I'm not sure. But yeah, man, throw your T Public link in the chat. Well, I mean, we all do. We have our T Public store, the Feeding the Monster store, and it's still, it is what it is. But we're always on the hunt for from some new things to merchandise. So here's our link right here, Feeding the Monster. Actually, I believe there is another site-wide sale going on, or worldwide sale happening right now. Excuse me. Because they do it like, I think every weekend they have a crazy sale going on. So they pretty sure they have a sale happening right now. So get on it. Do that. Go over to Old Handsaw's T Public store and get you some Old Handsaw merch, some customs, if you will. So yeah. There you go. McGee and Christie as Team Rock. Yo. Yeah. I would wear that. I would wear that. I would not wear a regular Team Rocket Pokemon shirt. I would wear. Yeah, you really are. Oh my God. I don't know why, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I don't know if Jeff can do it. Usually Jeff is pretty good. If Jeff can't do it, John could do it maybe, and then and if they can't do it, then we're tapping you in, Handsaw, for a commission piece. The last time McGee visited Pappy McGee, brought him Old Handsaw made masks. Oh, that's awesome. See? McGee knows. So drop your link in the chat there, Handsaw, so that everybody else can see it. They must know. You gotta expand your audience, man. So yeah, all right. So yeah, I think we got a recording on the way of I'll be on Corey's show, Power of Positive, either geeking or rocking. I'm not sure. We'll have to because we were supposed to record beforehand, but we got caught up on scheduling conflicts and stuff. So one of those shows we will be doing. So, and then there's the the hurricane party, which I may or may not go live on. I may just it may not be on YouTube, but I might go live like on my Instagram or something, just to just something fun and quick like that. And then you get to see me interact with my my awesome yet crazy family. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Mark the Bat, just like my Twitter. So, but yeah, I may do that. Just I'll see what the vibe is for this hurricane party. So you did, yeah. Hansel was on Power Positive Rocking a few weeks ago. Tell me your episode again. Like what was the topic? What was the group and the album? Also, Power Positive Rocking, McGee was on the show. They talked about Metallica's Reload album. And that was a fascinating talk. And so much so, I don't know that I've ever explored that album in its entirety until I listened to that episode. And then as I was listening to it, of course, I was going like, "Oh yeah, I remember these songs. Like this one's great. This is a jam." And then there were the ones that I legitimately didn't know. I was like, "Wow, all this time is I didn't realize there were these other jams." I didn't have the uh uh nearly as the impact on it as obviously it affected McGee, but I appreciate it more now having listened to the Power Positive Rocking episode on it because they just went in depth and McGee explained why she enjoys this album, why these songs hit the way they do, and it was fascinating and I enjoyed it. So I recommend that entirely. And then Hansaw's was Queen News of the World. Oh, oh yeah. That is all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah. Look at that, hillbillies in the chat. What is up, Scribs? Guinness Draught. Ooh, you're getting in the spirit of the season, are you? Or you're doing your best Jason Momoa impression. I'm not sure. Maybe both. Either way, I endorse it. Also, Scribs, are you familiar with Team Rocket from Pokemon? Because if you are, we're gonna need a new shirt for the T Public store where it's McGee and Christy Binkley, our longtime loyal listener, as the members of Team Rocket. I don't know if you're. I never doubt your skills as a digital artist. So I don't know if you can make that happen, but if you can, I would very much like that shirt. Mm. I agree, Patsy. Fucking great album. Fucking great. So yeah. What else can we talk about? It's like I get this. This is what happens, man. When it's open mic night, and when I got nothing prepared, I'm just just gonna hit record and hope people jump in, and we just have a chat. I feel like those usually are some of the best shows where it's just spontaneous, and I'm reacting to you guys, and just you're reacting to my stupidity. Aren't those the spicy kids who pick on Ash? Yes. Yeah. Yes, they at. Yeah. Yeah, those fuckers. Yes. Apparently, but it apparently works though. And I was just Jeff, I was just telling them about the new show that we're gonna have lined up called Christie Squared, where Christy Binkley and McGee are gonna get together and just talk about all the things and what it's like being named Christy in a world full of Christies. There's your tagline. Coming soon to Feeding the Monster podcast feed. Can't believe it's Queen's 50th anniversary this year. Jesus, well, if I didn't feel old before. Actually, I don't even feel old for that. For that, I feel like a fetus. But that's crazy, man. Oof. I miss Queen. And I wonder, I think about it a lot when I listen to like extended, if I have an extended listening period of Queen songs, I often think about what they would have done if Freddie had stayed around. If would they even have continued as a band? Would Freddie have gone on his on a solo thing, or would one by one they all just kind of like exit, and the band just kind of becomes a shell of what it used to be? I don't know. I do not know. But I think about those sorts of things, especially from artists that left us too soon. I think about Jimi Hendrix a lot, probably because I mean I've got this poster. It's a collage of all his albums, and I pass it every time I go to my room and I take a look at it. Um, and I think about what what Jimmy would have done if he had kept going. Because I mean, Jimmy was the man, dude. And I mean, well, really, I mean, he was 27. Like, I'm older than he was, and that's just weird. Like, I'm older than he got to be, and yet he did so much for guitar players and just for music for the time, and you know, it's insane. And then, of course, and that sends me down the rabbit hole of all the musicians that we lost too soon. Um, yeah, Janice Joplin for sure. Oh my god. I don't know. Sometimes I think about Janice cuz she had a very unique voice, and I don't know how long she could have kept that up. I don't know. We'll never know. But it seems to me that, when you sing, and this is just me talking from a technicality standpoint, the classically trained vocalist and everything. When I think about what her voice sounded like and what she did, and I struggle sometimes with her and with other people too, the longevity of that voice, of that vocal, what the lifespan of that voice would have really been. um but yeah, Sam Cooke for sure. I mean, I think Sam would still be with us if he hadn't been murdered. And there's just a lot. There's too many to pick out. I wonder if Leonard Skynyrd would have been so still highly revered, or if they would have just like fizzled out had the guys who died in the plane, had they still been around. I think honestly, I feel like Leonard Skynyrd would have broken up. Um, and then they all go their separate ways, and then we'd be getting like kind of like the Eagles, like they go their separate ways, and then they'd be like, "Oh, we'll never get back together," and then like years later they do, and then the rest is history. Or kind of like Kiss, something like that. Mm. I think like longevity, especially like I don't know if Cobain would have survived the 2000s. Um, musically, I mean, like I don't know what he would have done. I definitely don't think Nirvana would have stuck around long enough. Um, which unfortunately means that Foo Fighters might not have happened until way later. And I don't know that Dave would have been in the frame of mind to have given us the stuff he gave us in The Color and the Shape. And I can't that blows my mind to even think about not having those songs, not having that album. Just Everlong alone. Like that song alone, just not there. Ooh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Would we have gotten Sweet Home Mississippi? Nope. No, we wouldn't have, because if they had written that song, it'd be like just middle fingers in the air all night. And who would have played the devil in the Tenacious D film? I think it still would have been Dave, but I don't know. Like I said, I think eventually he would have gone on to do Foo Fighters, but he might not have called it that. And I don't know that the music would have been the same, because when he started it, it was still a specific time in the 90s. And I think Nirvana would have kept going a little longer. So by the time Dave could get around to doing his new project or a side project, whatever it was, calling it Foo Fighters, I dare say it would have been like early to mid 2000s. And I don't know what that would have sounded like, because I don't think he would have written this, like the Foo Fighter songs we got in that time frame. I don't know that they would have sounded that way.
had there not been a foundation to build off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, what was the name of the album in, what was the name of the album that had, Learn to Fly on it? Because I think that was early to mid 2000s, right? Uh, whatever the album was, I'm blanking on the name, but I don't think the songs would have sounded like that because Foo Fighters had already established themselves and already established their sound prior to that. And it just they grew on it and just built upon it. So I don't know. And then that just makes me sad because I don't think Foo Fighters would have resonated as well as they do now had that happened. So it's kind of like I don't want to say it's a blessing from a curse. I don't want to say it because that just sounds bad, but or a blessing in disguise. But like, yeah, because that still sounds bad because like dude died. No, I don't think Nirvana would have gone. I think. Thank you. Yes, there's nothing left to lose. Uh, no, Kurt and Yoko would have left to do the thing. Yeah, exactly. So like, Hole would have been done. Like there, no Hole. Um, Nirvana would have just been like, nah, we're done here, and then it would have been just Kurt and Courtney for a while, and then eventually I think they would have split up. Uh, and then she could start Hole, and then he could do just Cobain solo, and probably nobody would have cared, and then maybe get the band back together, maybe, but could have dodged obscurity. Yeah, it's true, but I mean, he seems pretty content not being back in the limelight. I don't think he enjoyed being in the biggest band in the world for as long as it did. It didn't suit him. It didn't suit Kurt either, but I mean, different levels. What would the Cobain and Courtney Love project have been called, do you think? Would they have named their group Celebrity Skin? Would they have been the doll parts? Would they have been or something like that, or would it have been just something really weird and obscure because Kurt Cobain loved doing that? It's interesting to think about. But bummer news aside, and I'm just saying, it's other great musicians out there that we've lost too soon. I think about Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like there was, dude. You know what's weird? I almost think that I don't think the and this will probably piss some of you off, but that Santana album that was so popular? Uh where he just like it was just a collaboration with all the pop star, or not pop stars, but like a lot of pop stars and rock stars from the 90s into the 2000s. um I think Stevie would have taken that gig. I think Stevie would have been the dude. He'd have been the one collaborating with everybody. I think he would have put out the album where he just goes back and forth with all these famous singers. Like maybe he does the song with Rob Thomas. Maybe he does the duet with Michelle Branch and things like that. And then, but Santana, well, we still got Black Magic Woman. It's fine. They do their thing. But I honestly think, yeah, I was like, I don't know, no disrespect to Carlos Santana, but like, I honestly don't know if his career and his band would have really prospered as much had Stevie Ray Vaughan still been with us. That's speculation on my part, but I mean, you never know, man. Somewhere on like Earth 2, maybe Earth 4, uh, there is that world, that universe did not lose Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he's probably he's all old now, but he's still tearing up the well, not the charts because no one gives a shit about the charts anymore. But you know, what I mean, he's killing it in the streaming game. But yeah, no, I think about Stevie. And again, no disrespect to Carlos Santana or the band, but you know, just things to think about. Just you know, food for thought. You know, things of that nature. Um, Carlos still, you know, Carlos is still great. Do not get me wrong. Still great. Still a hell of a guitar player. But if you analyze the way he plays, if you analyze his sound, I mean, he's obviously his influences are more from a certain like he's probably got a lot more of like you know Latino or like Central America kind of influence in his music, whereas you know Stevie Ray Vaughan's a blues dude. Uh, but just I'm just saying like the way they play and the way their tones were, they have very similar tones, despite the fact that Stevie did not play on a Paul Reed Smith guitar like Carlos Santana does, but similar tones. Similar, you know. They just their style of playing was similar, different but similar. So Carlos was probably, you know, a blues player as well. Probably. I don't know. I need to do a more in-depth analysis on him as a musician. Uh one of these days. But I don't know. I'm just saying like that like I could be completely wrong. Things could have just unfolded the way they did and it's like we still got Stevie out there doing stuff. But part of me really thinks that if Stevie were still around, it would be I think he would have taken the brunt of the popularity and the racking up the charts. Voodoo and Bruja, like okay, well, yes, very much different blues. But like I say, I mean, their picking styles are very similar. Their guitar tones are very similar, despite the fact, as I said, they played two different types. Probably had the same pickups and stuff, but that's neither here nor there. That's nerdy stuff. Um anyway, I just think about that sort of thing sometimes. Sometimes when I'm feeling broody and but also want to brood about music. You know what, guys? We are approaching the 90-minute mark, and that means, well, it doesn't mean anything, but I think it's time to end it while it's good before I start really going down a bummer of a rabbit hole. Handsaw, put your link of your T Public store in the chat, please. The people need to see it. People need to know. And speaking of T Public, you guys, we do have a T Public store still. Thank you to all of you. Some of you already have merch, and I appreciate it greatly. We all do, very much so. We will have more merch for you as you know time goes, I'm sure, and as we start coming up with new bits and new shows and all that. And we're not hurting for material or content. You guys are going to be well satisfied. You're not going to be bored. You're actually probably going to get overwhelmed at some point. So speaking of content, be on the lookout. I promise you, I will bring Rantings of a Maniac back. I was supposed to this week, and I just straight up forgot. I will bring it back. It will be back. Be on the lookout for that. And be on the lookout for all of our shows. I mentioned the Monday mornings. The Hoot and Holler, all the stuff. Jeff, you've got like 5 shows, bro. So be on the lookout for all the things that our Hillbilly Scribs has going. And also be on the lookout because we will the pants panel will return shortly as well. We promise. It's taken a little bit longer than we probably initially thought, but it'll come back. I promise you. We're ready for it to come back. And you know what, Handsaw, that's a great, yeah, you give us all those people back. Give them all back. And throw in Don Rickles while you're at it, because I would really love to know what he has to say about that whole potato head incident online. I don't think he would care, but I would love to hear what he had to say. That'll do it. I am Mark Camire. Look for me at Mark the Bat on Twitter and Instagram, especially Instagram in case I decide to live stream the hurricane party, because that'll be fun, I'm sure. And yeah, thank you all for joining as always. And be safe out there. Be vigilant. Get yourself vaccinated. Just get it over with. Just so before someone tells you you absolutely have to do it, and then you don't want to do it. And it's like, nah, just do it. It's easy. You'll be okay. You might get a couple of days of discomfort from one of those rounds, or maybe both, but it'll be worth it, because you'll be in the 95% and you will be less susceptible. And then eventually we can all get back to normal. And unfortunately, that probably means less of the Friday night dive, but it's okay. I'm making peace with that. So every episode from here on out is a gift, and it's one I certainly appreciate when everyone tunes in. So be safe, get vaccinated, be vigilant, I beseech you. Thank you all for joining me. I will see you when I see you, whenever that may be. Cheers.